This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Friday, August 2nd, 2024. I'm Marek Mazurek. At age 27, Brandon Sackbun was elected the youngest mayor in Terre Haute's history last year. After marking his first 6 months in office, Sackbun says every day is game day, bringing new issues and challenges to the table. Speaking with Inside Indiana Business host Gary Dick, Sackbun said the city has seen some great wins during his short time as mayor, particularly when it comes to how the city has retooled its housing grant program. The mayor noted that program has led to a record number of homes being built in Terre Haute.
We retooled our housing grant program in December and January, and now we're seeing record number of homes being built. So how can local governments say, hey, we're going to provide just a little bit of financial support to get you over the edge through a grant-based program partnered with Thrive West Central? That's led to over 300 new housing units, either constructed or starting construction in a 6-month span. In previous years, we'd only hit 122 a year.
In February, Thrive West Central, the economic development organization for West Central Indiana, said it was using $10 million allocation from the Vigo County Council and Terre Haute City Council to expand its Homes for the Future initiative. The program allows homebuilders to apply for funding to cover up to $245,000 of building costs for projects in western Indiana counties. Thrive West Central officials say they want to build up to 6,000 housing units over the next 5-year period. The operators of Full Tilt Arcade and Pinball on the east side of LaPorte are planning a larger facility closer to the city's downtown. Our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana report that the LaPorte Development Commission has approved an agreement for the $10 million facility, which will be located at Newport Landing. Plans submitted for the 33,000 square foot Family Fun Center include space for arcade games, pinball machines, bowling lanes, outdoor and indoor miniature golf, and more. The Times reports the Redevelopment Commission is giving the 6-acre plot to developers Ben Conowitz and Ryan Hart for free as long as the facility stays open for 4 years. Construction is scheduled to start in 2025. And tens of thousands of people are expected to flock to East 38th Street over the next 2 weeks for this year's Indiana State Fair. This year, with 15 new activities, more than 40 new food and drink items, and nearly 20 musical artists making their debut, there's plenty new to see and do, even if you're a State Fair veteran. There will be 43 menu items that are new to the Midway, including bold variations on chicken wings and funnel cakes and fun twists to other classics like nachos, fries, and pizza. The baby animal petting zoo is back, but new this year at the Mack Reynolds Barn, kids can meet chicks and piglets while learning about animal parenting. There will also be a variety of shows and games, including a Taylor Swift tribute artist. For more information, visit indianastatefair.com. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana, your bold future starts here. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, our Engage Indiana events take place in every region of the state. Discover when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/engage.
Kimball Electronics has completed the divestiture of its automation, test, and measurement business, the company announced Thursday. The Jasper-based company closed on the sale of its AT&M subsidiary Global Equipment Services, selling it to Averna Technologies, which is headquartered in Montreal. Kimball announced plans to sell the AT&M business in May, but few details on the divestiture were made available, including a potential buyer. Financial terms of this sale were not disclosed. When plans for the sale were first announced, Kimball said the business segment played a major factor in its net loss of $6 million for the fiscal third quarter. It was not immediately clear if any jobs would be affected by the sale. A spokesperson for Kimball did not return multiple requests for information from Inside Indiana Business. New state data shows adult education administered by Indiana's Department of Workforce Development has boosted Indiana's economy tremendously. The DWD this week published data on its adult education programs, saying it awarded nearly 4,200 high school equivalency certificates from 2023 to this year. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics estimates that a high school equivalency increases wages by almost $9,000 a year. That means the combination of those degrees boosted Indiana's economy by around $35 million. DWD officials credit the state legislature for providing $4 million in additional funding to help with adult education efforts. The DWD's adult education programs focus on giving applicants job training skills in manufacturing, health sciences, and IT. In total, the DWD reported 25,000 people were enrolled in the programs over the last 2 years. And hiring in the U.S. decelerated sharply last month in the face of high interest rates as employers added an unexpectedly weak 114,000 jobs. Friday's Labor Department report showed a drop from the 179,000 jobs created in June. Forecasters had expected to see 175,000 jobs in July. The unemployment rate has risen for 4 consecutive months. It's jumped to 4.3% in July, crossed a tripwire that historically has signaled that the U.S. is in a recession, though economists say the gauge probably is not reliable in the topsy-turvy post-pandemic economy. The U.S. economy has proven unexpectedly sturdy in the face of the Federal Reserve's campaign to tame inflation with high interest rates. Northern Indiana veteran and business leader Bill Hanna is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Marek Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.